Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to NUFC Talk TV. We may have a genuine marquee signing on our hands. Newcastle United agreeing a deal in principle with Europa League finalist Freiburg for a 20-year-old Swiss midfielder known as Yohan Manzambi. Win, how are you feeling about the deal?
Is he human or is he Manza? Proves that we're wangers. Not just Europa League finalists, but Europa League Young Player of the tournament. This is a kid who has never missed a game through injury in his career. Newcastle goes sniffing and he gets injured playing for his country. What could be more Newcastle United?
But nothing there. And this kid from Mazambi, from Switzerland, according to Keith Downey, he wants to wait until the end of the World Cup for him to make his mind. But that already tells you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that Newcastle United is not his priority, that he's not infatuated by Newcastle United's approach, if you will. Because if it were that way, he would have signed already. There's nothing else for him to think about. This is it. Newcastle United, one of the giants. Let's sign for him. He's not doing that. He's really weighing his options. He's really waiting around until his stock goes up and other clubs might be in for him. I heard that Man United might be in for him. So if that's the case, you know we're knackered. And we're already on him for a week and a half now, almost 2 weeks. So we need to understand from the patterns of the past. Both fans and the club, by the way. Most importantly, the club, because they got to know, look at what happened with Victor Munoz. We were fighting around, waiting on him, waiting on the player, until Liverpool got in and got him over the line. And fans, of course, we also got to know the patterns and realize them when we voice our opinion. This is already starting to happen. We've seen this movie before. So we got to be really careful. We've got to be really careful. And in my opinion, I think that if we really like this kid, he's all right, he's fine. But we need to maybe stay in and see what he decides after the World Cup. But we need to be already approaching other players.
You're saying, is he going to be the marquee signing? Is he a marquee signing, really?
He's probably going to be the most expensive we do. That's for certain. But I think
I don't know if I would consider him to be a marquee signing, to be fair. As excited as I am to be getting him.
Ladies and gents, welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We're back at it. We weren't going to record anything today, but you see it right on your screen right there. David Ornstein, 14 minutes ago, an exclusive. Aston Villa in process of finalizing a move to sign Yohan Manzambi from Freiburg. And Newcastle United had an agreement with the club, but Newcastle lacked player approval. 20-year-old Swiss midfielder wants Aston Villa, and deal now is accelerating towards a conclusion, according to The Athletic. David Ornstein and everybody else and their mama are reporting on this right now. It's clear and evident that Newcastle United have been taken for a ride for another, well, now for whatever time at the moment. This is a Rainbow 5. We've seen this movie way too many times. We know what's going to happen, and we know who's going to come, who's going to be the victor, and who's going to be the one defeated. And unfortunately, Newcastle United, the ones to always eat dirt at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! Fucking hell.
Great video, Chris. Great video. That made me really laugh.
Great video, that, mate. Love it.
Hey man, listen, it just proves that
Wankers.
Well, you know it proves, it does.
Proves that we're wangers.
But folks, it's all said there, man.
And don't you both sound so pleased about it?
No, not at all.
We're absolutely fucking devastated.
Derek, this is the consequence of the 17 losses last year, failing to qualify for Europe. Honestly, you think it's bad now? Wait till Sunderland
There you go.
goes up sometime later in the transfer window, because they've got Europa League to offer.
Yeah. Thank you,
I'm
Monkey
not pleased
Spin.
about it, Derek.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean that's the
You
bottom
cannot
line.
blame you cannot blame Munoz for choosing Liverpool over lower half of the table team. You cannot blame this. I keep wanting to call him Zambezi, but he's not called that. Manzabi or whatever.
Oh, this guy was talking about
Zambia can't. He's got a Champions League team. He's gone to the team that beat
And
his team in the Europa League last year.
Hey,
So
let
you've
me
got
ask
that
you.
choice, or come to Newcastle where we've got a load of 18-year-old kids and some yesterday men, because our stars have all left already this summer. I mean,
We're not
he
good.
was with
You know,
Chris
I
6
love
days
you.
ago.
You know, I love your rant, but we've got to read the super chat there.
Yeah, let's go with the super chat first, and then introduce ourselves as we should. But go on, super chat.
Was Amanda forced
forced?
out for making stupid promises to players that they could just leave whenever they fancy it for pennies?
Yeah. Thank you, Monkey.
Well,
Appreciate you very much.
That appears to be what Aston Villa have been doing.
Thank you
by the
very
way.
much. Listen, the fact of the matter is just simple. I mean, I said, listen, I'm not a genius. I don't know anything. I can't tell clear from shite. That's the bottom. You know, it's simple. But I said it last Monday, I think, when I was driving in the car. That's what the player is doing. The player is waiting for it to get a better option. Newcastle can't. You have to understand and say, look, they'll probably go to another team. He's probably looking for a Man United, for a team that can a bigger club or a club playing in Europe. But we can't wait for that. So as much as we like him, all right, mate. Listen, give me a decision now, or you got 24 hours, or else we're out. We can't wait for the player. We can't wait. Literally, that video was a week ago. We had been linked with him a week and a half prior to that. So look at all the time wasted, and Newcastle United made look like proper fools in the eyes of the world, and we still don't have a player. That was going to be our marquee sign. As crazy as it sounds, by the way, we're going to get to Tim and Ian and Bogey, but that was going to be our marquee sign. And this kid, how old is Manzambi?
20.
I mean, that's how low we have fallen, ladies and gentlemen.
What did I say? I don't class him as a marquee sign.
Yeah, but that was going to be the best probably signing that we would get in this window, probably, which is insane.
Probably.
But that's the bottom line. And now, when yours and Kevin, Kevin's not here tonight. We don't know the reasons why, but, put a little question mark up there. But
I will just put it out there, by the way.
Listen,
This is 3 hours ago on the BBC. Aston Villa are still working on a deal.
Fuck it. It's just criminal, man. I don't understand it. But let me just leave you with this, Win. You said it's fine when we lost Munoz to Liverpool. It's fine because it's Liverpool. Big bad Liverpool. They can do whatever they want in the world. What is your excuse now with Aston Villa? Aston Villa. Man, Aston Villa. Of course they got Europe. But that is something that you ignored at the end of last season.
Got Champions League. I didn't ignore it.
Yeah, you did. And you always said it's over. It doesn't matter. Let's not keep going back to the past. All doom and gloom. All negative. Well, I'm sorry, but we have to. We're dealing with the consequences of last season. We're going to continue to deal with. Well, I'm a Newcastle United fan. I don't know what you are. I'm a Newcastle United fan. So I worry, and I have to deal with it. Yeah, of course I have to deal with it. I have to deal with the club being ignored and rejected on a daily basis. We are Newcastle de-Nited. That's what we are. Tim, good evening. And listen, if it quacks like a duck and it moves like a duck, thank you,
Mercury Dame, thank you very much for the membership there. It's gone to Fly Boys.
Yeah, shout out, mate, and welcome to the membership. And by the way, Fly Boys and Mercury Dime, you guys will be able to participate in the prediction tournament. All you have to do is be a member now, no sign-on fee or anything else, and you'll be able to win a lot of money if you win or if you qualify in certain places. So become a member, hit that join button. Tim, listen, if it was a one-off thing, it'll be cool. But at this point, every club just simply turns Newcastle over at this point. And it's sad, man.
The thing is, right, is that I don't understand what's going on between the club and the press, because it seems like every deal we do always gets played out in the last moments in the press, and then we look like a laughing stock if and when it doesn't come off. So are they naive or something? Are they leaking stuff to the? I know these things get out maybe without them realizing or without them wanting to get out. It's not necessarily them all the time speaking to the press, but in that case, I mean, could you not just feed out some disinformation? Do you know what I mean? To try and preserve the perception of the club, because other clubs will get turned down as well. It won't just be Newcastle, but they don't happen to have this played out in the media every time. Whereas, like you just said, it just looks really bad for us, even though there's plenty more players out there, but other players will look at Newcastle. It doesn't help, does it, when you're trying to attract players, and the perception is, oh well, everyone's turning them down. I think when you look at the first, like one good thing today, right, is when I seen the players were kind of back for the first day of training. It's like, okay, already we're here, and I remember saying and thinking, a few months ago when the season ended, when those players come back to training, we absolutely need, players through the door by that point, so the current players see those fresh faces and get a boost from them. They feel energized themselves, and they can see that, you know what, there is a plan here. We can recover from last season, and the manager might have fresh ideas, etc., with these new players. Don't get us wrong, I do like the fact that they are going for younger players. I said in the last show, I think that is good, and I like the sound of some of these players that got in. So don't get us wrong, I think some of the senior players will like that as well. But you need more than that by now to really revitalise the club and the players going forward. They might still do it, but they are making hard work of it, And obviously Eddie Howe would have wanted them through the door by now. So when he rocks up, he can really get to work straight away. And just lastly, I would just say as well is that, again, I go back to Nottingham Forest 2 years ago when they had a massive turnover of players. They were able to do it, and they were able to get players good enough in the end to finish 7th. Sunderland last season had a massive turnover of players and were able to finish 7th as well. So it can be done. We can get players through the door. Do you know what I mean? They just need to do whatever they need to do behind the scenes to improve what the hell the process is. So it's not a lost cause. And like I said, there are some positive signs. It's not all doom and gloom, but my word, like Ross Wilson, they need to speed things up, and do something differently, I think.
At the very least, what if Manzambi goes south?
Come on, Win.
At the
It's
very
gone
least,
now, Win. Come on.
if Manzambi goes south,
I'm gonna tell you.
at the very least, we need a statement from the club.
Well, you're not gonna get it.
We need a statement from the club to back up all that we're going to be champions in 2030 nonsense.
Well, here's the thing, Win.
And to explain why they think we aren't getting these deals over the line.
Well, I would agree. I would agree with you that that's something that would be useful, but it won't happen. So I agree with you. But I'm going to tell you why it's a done deal, Win. Because of this right here. And I want all of you to open your ears. Win, put your lugs in that the doctor prescribed to you. Because you're going to have to... This is criminal. I saw this yesterday. And of course, I don't pretend anybody to know this, but it's going viral at the moment. Where at the end of the game, Switzerland and Argentina, the players salute each other and, talk to each other or whatever. Manzambi, on the right screen, is talking to the goalkeeper, Martinez. And he walks to Martinez and he tells him, I'm going to Villa. And the Argentina goalkeeper says, you're going to Villa? Gives him shakes his head, and then, of course, turns to Messi. So pay attention, open your ears to what happens here. So you hear that?
Huh?
I could hear it,
Come on, man. No, that's not the very beginning. You go into Villa.
Yeah. Very, very start.
Yeah.
You can
The
hear
very
it
beginning,
from Villa.
the Manzambi tells the goalkeeper that he's going to Villa, and the goalkeeper says, you're going to Villa. Shakes his hand up and down, and then turns to Messi. So
play that again, because I didn't hear that. Still didn't hear it.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right at the beginning.
Very, very quiet win.
I can't hear that.
Well, listen.
But
just
lads,
don't
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he said during the game. He's going to Villa now. It doesn't.
And but that is insane. Is insane because he said it. That was the Saturday night, and Sunday morning, literally, Ornstein breaks the news. So
Lads, how many times can we be pissed about with moves like this? How many times can we see moves where we've obviously spent a lot of time, getting the player across the line, getting what they want, getting what the club wants, and then another club steps in and just takes over from when they get the player. Where are we at as a club? We're floundering around. We've got no pull power at all.
We're at the same level as we were when Steve Bruce was in charge.
Exactly.
We're at the lower half of the Premier League team. Probably not going to be fighting relegation, but
I mean,
getting any further than the top half is a long way off.
Thing is, all right, I just say
now that our best players have gone.
on that though, right? I think we have got more pulling power though than I think the club bloody the image that they're given in that. Again, I go back Nottingham Forest 2 years ago, Sunderland last season. Are you telling me we haven't got as much pulling power as them? Like they were able to recruit players, so we're just not shopping in enough markets to get players in.
Of course we can though.
They've recruited players that are not on the shopping lists of the Champions League teams.
Yeah,
but
so
also,
we need to do that.
They're recruiting players who are not at a level where they think, I need Champions League. That man Zambi, he was in the final of the Europa League, and he's just been the best young player at the World Cup since Pele. It stands to reason he's going to want a Champions League team. I'm not sure why we are wondering why he's not signing up for us.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
See how far he gets.
But
exactly,
Tim,
I don't blame him.
we're sitting on a precipice of being, sort of, we'll all sit here and say Howe might be gone in the first 6 or 10 games. So why would any player sign for a club where the manager's under such scrutiny already and the season hasn't already started?
Well, the only players that you can get to sign will be extremely young players like we have been getting, which again, I agree with Tim. There's nothing wrong with signing these young players, but that's not what's going to get it done. And listen, you don't have to overthink this, really. Look at the fan base. Look at the fan base. The fan base is completely knackered. If it was the majority thinking, wow, well, great signings, or this is, giving us hope, but it's not. The fan base is completely destroyed. Only win is living in Kukulan, as we know. But
I do like all three signings we've made, Chris.
Yeah,
they're really promising players, all three of them, and two of them, the two young lads. The Ivory Coast fella is obviously having his World Cup break, but the other two were there for the start of training today, the goalie and the Dutch lad. So they have got some new faces in. It's just, how inspired are you by some 18-year-old and 20-year-old young new faces?
When neither of them should
Bruno's
be
not there,
starters.
Tonali's not there, and the rest of them are not there.
You can argue Toure could give it a chance just simply because there's nobody else there. But the midfielder, Tonali's gone, so I guess the Dutch kid, he'll have to play. But you see trust me, I'm trying to avoid these whole extreme relegation conversations, but I'm just saying I don't think Newcastle's going to get out of mid-table. And to me, that's not good enough. And you got people like Wayne laughing, having a good time.
But Chris, you have to look at it from last season. Is this team any better than last season?
No.
Has this team improved since last season? No, if anything, we've got 20%, 30% worse, and we finished 12th last season. So where we're going as a club, what's happening, Win?
What's happening is we're recruiting.
But we're not. Come on, bro.
Win. You gotta stop taking the piss out of us, man. Because we're here. I could be with my kids downstairs, but you're up here taking the piss, man. You know what I mean? What are you talking about?
Am I happy with the way the transfer window has gone so far?
Well, that's an obvious statement, man.
Absolutely not. Of course I'm not. Why would anybody be?
Right. So what
does that mean that I've totally given up on them? No, it doesn't. because they're still.
What is your statement supposed to be?
Plenty
Giving up on
time.
what?
Say again?
What are you talking about? Nobody's giving up on what? You haven't given up on what?
On the tune?
Well, nobody gives up. What are you talking about, man?
But when it's rinse and repeat. Look at
Wait,
last transfer
we're not-
last
but
transfer window.
Listen,
We
the
cannot.
the
Hang
last
on. No,
transfer
let me
window-
finish. Let me finish.
One at a time.
You
One at a
cannot.
time.
You can. We cannot get players in. We cannot get deals across the line, and it's exactly the same as last window.
So go on, finish your point.
Right? So the last window was just completely cooked because of one thing. And
So what's happening in this window now?
Well, this window, as I say, this window has been a disappointment. We've seen some potential good signings who we've lost out on, if indeed we do lose out on Manzambi.
Come on, man. Ian, you were about to
I'm quoting
when,
the BBC 3 hours ago. They're still trying to get the deal done, Villa.
When,
According to you, it's done.
Just because every single reporter says it's done. And simply because if the player wants to go there, the players rule nowadays, man. Players rules. Clubs don't. The player didn't choose Newcastle United.
As well.
A player didn't choose Newcastle
Was
United.
for the super chat there as well. I am calling you out, Chris, a little bit, mate.
What did he say?
He said, all I heard was, isn't that yank a shit stirring?
No, but I'm not. Am I? Am I just not speaking facts? Am I? Listen.
Yeah, I didn't hear. It's in the same way that I didn't hear them saying I'm going to Villa. Oh, Villa, great.
He's going to Villa.
I also didn't hear them say, isn't that yank a shit stirring wanker either?
What a wanker he is.
Listen, I think. I'm just speaking facts, man. You gotta be realistic in life. And Newcastle, if you're not realistic, you're not gonna fix this Newcastle thing. Because listen, I don't know what the positive that Tim is talking about. I mean, the positive is you're recruiting young players, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
It's not enough. No, I agree. Like that in isolation, I think is positive because we were saying last summer that we should have been going. Looking at the European markets, getting younger players through the door. We had an Asian squad last season. So, I do like that in isolation, but it's just so frustrating that we're not combining that with more senior players coming through the door. And if we had a few more senior players through the door by now, I think things would look a lot more optimistic. And it can still look optimistic if we start getting going in the transfer market soon enough. But like you say, Borky, there's patterns, isn't there? You know what I mean? We're seeing this pattern over and over again.
But
So,
Tim, do you not
from an
think,
optics
we needed to keep do you not think we need to keep the core of the team though? I agree with what you're saying 100% that we need to get younger players in, but we had to keep the core, and we're selling the core off at the minute.
I think Bruno. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think Bruno, Miley, and Hall for me were the jewels that I wouldn't have sold. Honestly, like with Gordon going, I'm happy with Gordon going. Yeah, for me, he flatters to deceive. He's like,
I agree.
he might kick on at Barca. He might, at a club like that. But that's their issue or his career. It's not to do with us. He wasn't doing it for us last season, in my opinion. Not enough. So this Ivory Coast lad, I think, might well be better, potentially. Tonali wanted to go, didn't he? We've got 100 million. So I think, you've got money there to use to get a good player. It's not always about the names. It's about the system. It's about the team, not names. So if Miley comes in at centre mid, that's a better balance potentially, and Miley can kick on. But obviously Bruno is a real kick in the balls if he does go. Again, if he wants to go, then do you want a player even if it is Bruno? Yeah. Well, do you want him around? I mean, don't go back to I think he is professional, but you want his heart to be totally committed, don't you? So I agree. Like if he goes as well, then yes, it is like a total dismantlement of the team. But I would still say again, there are examples out there where you can still pull it together with a huge influx of players and get a good team together. And we still got Volta. I would still buy a striker, but Wissa might come good if like as an impact player potentially. I'd, like I said, probably keep Lewis Hall. Defense looks decent enough potentially. So, it's down to freaking Ross Wilson to speed up these deals and follow the examples of clubs in the past, recent years, who've done this.
Can I just pick you up on that though?
We gotta go
Wilson,
super
the
chat,
deals
though.
that just quickly before the super chat, Ross Wilson, the deals that he's done have got over the line quickly, which seem to be the keeper and the obviously midfielder.
We got them quickly. 'cause
Andy
nobody
Howe
was
deals
saying
that seem to be absolutely knacking up.
Well, I can't tell.
Spend so much time on that, and then
I can't tell which
we're
one
just
who's
losing.
doing. Well, we can't tell who's doing what. I mean, we
Well,
don't know
Andy
that.
Howe seems to have the major deals, and Howe
Well,
seems and
Well, number
and
one,
Andy Howe and him and Mitchell seems to be getting the younger players in, and the younger players get across the line, but the Andy Howe deals don't.
super chat there though. Let's get into the super chats and see what's going on there.
There's a couple.
So let's do that and get them ready. And Luke Edwards as well, and this is going to shift. Actually, I do want to go with Ian though, because Ian haven't had much to say. But you were Bullock win earlier on because you were tired of his crap, and I stopped you there so we can keep the be amicable in this show. But going to super chats though, Bogey first.
I mean, do super chats. Okay, don't give us a
Oh,
sec.
we got still. Well, Win, do
Win.
something, man.
Why are you listening to the British Bashing Corporation, the most dishonest news outlet ever? Well, that's true. The ship is sinking and players want survival.
And Wazza as well. Tell you what, coming up with a solution, I'll go get it. Go on, Wazza. If anybody can get a solution, it can be you, mate.
I think it was one before that, wasn't it? Oh no, that was still by that.
Yeah, we'll got them all.
Okay, right. Ian,
Yes.
That's how Sean
in life,
Lad,
we're gonna read.
Before we go to Ian, lads, there's millions of yous in the chat. If we're likes, we've only got 30 odd likes. We need to get.
Yeah, come on, smash the like button. Become a member, folks. Become a
we need to
member.
get to 100. There's at
Let's
least
get up to 100.
289. Yeah, come on.
We'll be able to. You guys will be able. If you're a member of the show, you'll be able to win a lot of money throughout the season because we got the FA Cup tournament, the Carabao Cup tournament, the Premier League tournament, and if win, I think according to his math, we might still make it to Europe this season. So don't worry about that. If we make it to Europe, we'll participate in that as well. Hit the join button, folks, and become a member so you can enjoy exclusive content. Ian, I mean, what you got to say? Because at this point, it's getting boring, isn't it?
I'm kind of. It's not a complete disaster yet. I don't think. I agree with Tim. Gordon going and being replaced by the Ivory Coast lad for half the money, with Barnes to back up on the left. That's a good move. 100 million in for Tonali. That's a good move. He wanted to be away, and we've bought some good young players. The thing is, we haven't really replaced the experience and the spirit of the Newcastle that was Project Newcastle with any of these new players, and that's what I think we're missing. It's all hinging on Bruno. If Bruno had galvanised the new lads together and said, I'm stopping so that I can bring all of these new guys in, we'd probably be excited about the new season because we'd feel as if we could get enough new lads in, like Sunderland did to finish seventh, that we could make a good fist of it. The thing is, Bruno up in sticks and saying he wants to be away, that's what there's the real gut punch.
Yeah.
The Spitfires are coming over the top outside. So I still think that we're one or two, we've got a chunk of cash, haven't we, still? So we're one or two decent signings away from being able to make a better fist of it than we did last year. But I still go back to last year. We lost 17 times, didn't we? I can't believe. Have you seen how Dan Burner's being used by Tuchel, by the way? He is the magic bullet, so we don't concede a goal.
Well, but
He
yeah,
has
but
Teke at altitude against Mexico,
the
against
difference
Haaland.
is
How can we have conceded 27 goals in the last 5 minutes last year to throw away however many points that was? I mean,
well, because
that's down to management.
Tuchel has a job for Bern, and in Newcastle he has 1,000 jobs. He has to be the left back, the crosser, the best center back, a starter. So, that's the issue, and backed by fans like Win. So that's the issue. That look, comparing Newcastle to England. Fucking hell. Let's go with some comments because a lot of people want comments read out. So let's see, and then we're also going to jump into the other drama that correlates as well when it comes to Luke Edwards, the Telegraph, and Mehrdad Ghodoussi, as he's calling the Telegraph and Luke Edwards' article utter nonsense about a potential promise. Once again, we've heard this before, by the way, on a different scenario, that a player was promised to leave if certain things didn't get. Weren't met. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's go with Mr. Cum Jay. Chris is cooking win. Oh, that's Nibala, man. It's a kebab shop over here. Don't worry about that. Jimmy Ray, win, mate. Read the room, brother. It's looking desperate, mate. Well, you know, it's good people that care for you, that care about your dodgy book. Go back to Jordy Jackal. But the problem is you're not understanding. You're
I'm fully understanding.
Nah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. William Smith says NUFC is Charlie Brown thinking that Lucy is going to hold the ball this time finally. And here we are on our backsides once again. Olivier says windful thinking. There you go. Windful thinking. Michael, you can't change. We are governed by PSR or SQ or SCR, whatever. That has nothing to do with this situation. Matter of fact, a club that is jeopardized just as much, if not worse, like Aston Villa, just knackered you, just nicked a player from you. So, you know, again, that's a problem, but that can't stop you. It might stop you from becoming an elite club. Maybe that's 100% the case, but it can't stop you from competing and being an important club in the Premier League. You know, so it just can't. And Aston Villa's proof of it. Hacky says money is always a key factor. Once money is sorted, then they might then look at opportunities the club provides. Tonali join us from AC Milan, and Stour join us from Ajax, two bigger clubs than us. Well, we need to look for proper established players in Europe, but we don't do that. So you tell me. Well, we are doing that with this Manzambi kid, but he chose somebody else. Toon, owners have no interest. False promises. Bruno done so much for us. Would have to see him wasted. Would hate to see him wasted out of loyalty, says Toon 1893. RSL, win going all Billy, but big bollocks since he became an author. LOL. Tony T. Tim, you haven't bought the book, have you?
I haven't, but it's on my shopping list.
Hey, go into the shopping list, hit the bin button, man. Don't worry about that. I'll give you the summary. Tony T says, Chris, was it really? What is he saying?
It's just put it back up
right there. It was really just about what we did last season. How did we get the likes of Bruno and Trips in the first place? We were relegation fodder back then. It's money, and agents are playing us. What money? What you know? What did we spend for Bruno? 50 million with that. So we could spend that. Money is not the problem. Money's not the problem at all. Matter of fact, we agreed a fee with this kid over there.
Come on, just sit here and admit what the problem is. It's Andy Howe. Andy Howe cannot get deals across the ground.
Listen, I might agree with you on that, but I don't have any proof that he's the one making these deals. So,
but hang on, Ross Wilson went out for that young lad.
But how do we know that? How do you know that?
Because it was done, dusted, and he flew him across.
No, but we don't know that.
And had him in the ground.
You're making that assumption. You're making that assumption.
No, I'm not. It was actually done because it was done, dusted, and that Ross Howe flew across with him to sign for Newcastle. So it was a complete Ross Howe deal that nobody knew about. Every
Ross
deal
Howe.
Andy Howe's and
Ross
Wilson. There's too many Howes at the club. That's the problem. But Ross Wilson got that deal across the line without anybody knowing. Every deal Andy Howe's involved in, the press know about before we do.
Listen, we can agree that it's best for. I don't think this Andy Howe kid is any good. Quite honestly, even when it comes to we're talking about real elite staff over here. You know, let me tell you something. Come on. We knew that Andy Howe was the biggest driving force when it comes to the Munoz situation because it was Ben Jacobs reported that. Wynn thought that meant something else. Like he was the recruiter. You can't be just a recruiter if you're the biggest driving force to get this player. So on that one, I can particularly agree with you. But the fact that the club is a mess. You know, it's easy to say Andy Howe needs to go, and maybe he does. But then is that going to be all problem solved there? I don't know. I think it's much bigger than that. Maybe super chat from Tony. Once upon a time, we were fourth in the league, and now we're only finished 12th. Nothing we can do. A total eclipse of the heart. R.I.P. By the way, Bonnie Taylor. Total eclipse of the heart. 100%.
Bonnie Taylor.
100%. DXK has a question though for Boki. If Keith Down is correct, and Villa will need to raise 50 million. They just sold Tillman to Man United, so that's done and dusted really. And Manzambi can't then go there due to the delay. Would you take him despite being his second choice? That was a question by Keith Downey. I mean, what would you guys do? At this point, I don't think we can spit up in the air because
for me, no, because you can't have if we're keeping Bruno, if we somehow manage to get hold of Bruno, you can't have two players here that don't want to be here. You want players that want to play for Newcastle United.
I think that's easy said and done. The Newcastle's trust as well put the same thing. Like the chun sayings that Mighty Wayne likes to say. If they don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. That all sounds good, but we're gonna be left with no quality players if we keep doing that. Because even the biggest, most loyal Geordie will just leave. Bottom line. So we can't just live on that. I think I don't know. I think I would take Manzambi, even if we were his second choice.
I'm sure I would.
I mean, I know he'll look at us. We'll look like mugs, but it is what it is. We're just hoping.
But lads, even then, we're faking ourselves. He's gone to Aston Villa now. He's not going to come to Newcastle.
Well,
that's not going to happen.
Tim, go ahead.
Eddie Howe himself said, didn't he, that one of the key things about getting players through the door is that they want to play for Newcastle. Yeah. He was quite emphatic about that, wasn't he? So it is a weird one with this player in that if somehow there was a U-turn, everybody knows that Aston Villa were the first choice. More than likely. And again, I don't blame him for that. They've got Champions League football.
100%.
So if the first choice and he comes here.
And he scores the winning goal in the Champions League.
What does that say?
Well, what does that say?
What do you mean?
I don't know why
I was saying that the only reason I was saying that the only reason he comes here is if Aston Villa can't afford to pay for him or something.
Well, pretty much, because he chose Aston Villa when.
Well, so you see.
Okay, man.
Well, not so you can see it in the fucking transfer. He's gone to Aston Villa.
Love it.
No, I haven't seen it yet. When I see it, I'll agree with you.
Man, this dude is literally it's just crazy, man. Like
6 days ago, it was obvious. 6 days ago, it was obvious that he wasn't coming here. He'd go
6
somewhere
days
else.
ago,
Even if Aston
Switzerland
Villa
was still
can't
in the
afford
World
that.
Cup.
You can't. He was never. As I said it on Monday, last Monday, last Monday. The player is telling you, I gotta think. You gotta make a decision. He's not entertained by it. He would probably choose us if he has no other offers.
Lads, do you think there's any truth in the fact that this could be a ploy by the club? So they go for big name players, knowing that they won't get them because another club will come in for them.
That's good.
And they don't have to spend the money. So, and they can turn around and go, oh, we've gone for big name players, but they haven't come to us.
What big name players? Manzambi ain't no big player.
This is why we need a statement.
They've gone for big transfers. They've gone for big transfers, is what I'm saying. And it's a bit like when they've gone for the fact that, in the past, we're building a trading stadium, we're building is this another just a press thing that they're doing to sort of keep the fans on side when it's not really ever going to happen?
Yeah. It's something Mike Ashley would have done. I would never doubt that. But I don't think it's the case with this ownership. I just think it's a case of like being kind of.
So when you ever seen them do the big thing, when you ever seen them go for the big transfer, go for the big stadium, go for the big, stadium, the new training ground, they've just got no. They've got talk, but they've got nothing behind it.
Questions need to be asked, no doubt about it, on that front.
I mean, if the window were to finish today, fuck it now. Listen.
Will be relegation for that?
Even, do you know what's the craziest part about it? Even if Bruno stays, we're a shit team.
Yeah.
I mean, we got good quality players, but you can't tell me you lose the amount of players and you take the hit of not bringing in new players that are, that you would think would do a job. Because, again, this kid that came from Ajax, he might play good, but we don't know that. So, and I think it's just an unnecessary thing that I'm watching the World Cup. Literally, we cover the World Cup here, and I can't get it because there's so much talent in the world, man. So much talent that Newcastle United can go and step in
Absolutely.
and say, you know what, let's go. And maybe Manzambi is the right part of that talent that we were talking about. We just failed at that one. But the fact is that we've just added how many rejections this whole time, so it doesn't look good at all. But
There must be a list of midfield players, 10, 20 deep, that they can go for.
But
And they've drawn up the list when they didn't qualify for Europe. They were doing that already. So let's just move on to the next one. It's not him.
Ian, can I ask you a question on
So
that
what?
though? Why haven't the, we had one midfield player that looks like we had obviously the money on. Why haven't they gone in for the other players as well? And if you don't need them, then it's fine. But you have them transfers in place as well. So why not have your eggs in many baskets? And it's up to you then who you choose.
Can you remember? There was one transfer window where Mike Ashley was involved. I think it was when we were trying to avoid getting relegated. We announced 5 signings on the same day.
Yeah.
Do you remember that massive? I mean,
Yeah,
it's possible
it was the
to
January
work on
window.
more than one deal at a bloody time, and yet
Exactly, mate.
we've got more people involved this window. It doesn't seem like we're working on any more than one deal at a time. We're waiting for Manzambi to finally sign for Villa, and then we'll move on to another target, no doubt. But bollocks, we should have that other target should be signed up here and starting to train, and then it doesn't matter what Manzambi does because we've replaced that. It's not an issue. And let's get a right back and left back and a first team goalkeeper. Get on with it, for crying out loud.
100%.
They must have these lists.
Super chat there from Tony. Listen, are we bothering you, mate?
Point being, Chris, I think back in 2023, Wins took it off the screen. And again,
Put it on.
players were being sold by Amanda that wages would compete with the big 6, but they're not. Now players want out. You can't blame the players. I don't blame the players at all for anything on this.
And by the way, because Tony brought up, thank you, Tony. He brought up the point of we were getting relegated. So how did we attract those players at the time? First of all, the takeover was a massive boost for anybody because they thought we were going to be Man City all of a sudden. So that has a lot to do with it. And again, this is Manzambi is not a Ekitiki, where Liverpool were in, Man United were in with Shesko, where the biggest teams in the world. We're competing against the biggest teams in the world. So yeah, of course we're gonna lose. No, Manzambi, Newcastle, Aston Villa. That's about it. So I heard Man United maybe, but they chose another route. So now we're losing against literally who we should be competing with, which is insane. What's up? Business should have been done by now. Fact. PIF off.
I think
Piff off.
Piff off is
Piff
in.
off.
Piss off.
Yeah, there you go. Piff off. Yeah. Let's go with some chats, and then we're gonna move on to the kind of the same topic anyway. Geopolitics plays a massive part of the close relationship with the press. Check who the owners of the Athletic are, then look at who broke the story and the deal was off. Yeah, all of that's fine. Maybe that's why the Athletic got the information first. But how does it affect? I don't see the correlation of, I don't know, some conspiracy theory of why they hate us and they want to do this and they want to do that. Some local journalists call out Ornstein and Romano saying they got no club sources, so what they say is shite pretty much. Why? Ornstein broke the news. The kid wants to go to Villa. That's true. Whether Wynn wants to believe it or not. Whether they have Newcastle sources or not, still the truth. Arsenal out there trying to get Bruno, that's not a lie. That's the truth. They might not have sources within the club, Newcastle United, but they got sources at Arsenal. And if they want to be mouthpieces,
sources for the agents.
If they want to, but that's why you can never keep this stuff quiet. You just have to beat them at their game. So
can we keep being honest about this, though? Because I know it gets forgetting and Winn'll sit and yawn and all that, but this is all down to last season. This is down to the way we finished last season and where we finished.
Wynn doesn't want to talk us about that.
Wynn doesn't want to talk about that. But this is all
talk about it all you want.
It's a factor of why we are where we are now. We're losing the best players because we're finished absolutely shocking last season.
J-Bo in a super chat there. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What did he say?
Jackpo, $499 all the way from the US, I assume. Two things can be true. PSR, SCR can hinder your growth, and being run by incompetent people can hold the club back.
100%.
It's a double
Not a
whammy.
good combo either.
There's another.
And
There's another super
there's a
chat.
second point, mate.
The people running the club haven't done everything they can to improve the club, to only blame our shortcomings on financial rules. No, I don't think anybody's only blaming financial rules. I think
A lot of
Bokey
people do,
in
man.
particular is blaming Eddie Howe.
A lot of people just blame CSR is the reason why the club is at the state that we are. And I'm
Well,
sorry.
that
is not.
that's
It is not.
that's
It's not.
undoubted. That
No, it isn't.
It's not
That would be
undoubted. It's
true.
down to the fact of how
That
we
would be
finished
true.
last season.
Ian,
Also, before last
Sorry, Ian.
season, it's down to how we spent 250 million. That's not down
Exactly.
to us not having money. We had a bloody ton of money. We sold Isaac. We got about 40 million quid worth of value out of that 250 million.
we have a ton of money
That's
now.
where the hole is.
We have a ton of money now. How much did we
Yeah.
sell Gordon for?
we got.
Yeah, we have.
We got. You reckon we got 40 million out of what we spent last summer?
40 million of value. Yeah, I reckon.
You
I reckon. Chow was good value.
Amazing. Listen, I
Not
particularly
sure. I think we've lost on all of the others.
no, I particularly disagree there. I think that we had a good transfer window. I just think we had a poor management. It's that simple.
No, I think what Ian's saying is how much money we've got out of the players that were bought, so not how much
But
we paid.
How much
compared to
money
that.
did we sell Gordon for?
80, 85, depending on who you believe.
Tonali 100, 180 million sitting in the bank, burning
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hole in our pocket. I don't want to hear
There's no
crap
excuse.
about not having money, CSR, TWAT-DR, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't care. Newcastle can spend money. It's just simple. We got WAG and
WAG, CW and I don't know where the R dollars is from.
our
Rhodesian,
dollars. Do we have any island around? What do we have?
Oh, no idea. But anyway, wherever you are, welcome. No player will feel safe to sign for a manager that already starts the season under pressure.
Oh, it's South African Rand.
Oh, Rand. Right
That's
there.
right.
You go.
Hey, man. South
Thank
African.
you, WAG.
That is
Hey,
an
all
amazing
right.
point by that is an amazing point by WAG, because we all sit here and go, oh, Eddie Howe's got 5 to 10 games. You know, come on, who is going to sign for a manager who already is under so much pressure?
Just on that point, Bogey, right? I think that's why I was saying, in my mind anyway, to others, like, when the season ended, the transfer window opened, for me, our own deadline wasn't the end of whatever, August, whenever it is, September, or start of September. The deadline we should have set ourselves was today, so that when
I
the
agree with
players
that.
come back to the training ground, because of the chaotic season we just had, everyone was lower than a snake's belly. The club really had to understand how important it was to get a lot of faces through the door for that first training session, you know, and they haven't. It's still possible to get it sorted, but they haven't done that, and that is disappointing.
Do you know what the biggest problem is, Tim? With
What-
those
what's
two
that saying?
positions that we knew needed. Sorry, I'll let you do that in a minute, Win. There's two positions that we knew we needed covering: left back and right back. Why the hell haven't we got them in yet?
And by the
You
way,
know, they would not be expensive signings.
what's that going?
Was I saying he's got it sussed. He thinks we're saving up for Haaland and Mbappe.
Oh, there you go. That's the. Here's another one right there. You missed an earlier super chat.
But that's the one we missed.
Oh, okay. It says, there you go. Was sorry about that, man. There's a lot going on right now, folks. So.
Oh, go on, you've got to read out his there because that calls you out.
Yeah,
You
well,
missed
you
an
missed it
earlier
earlier.
super chat,
That was the one I
bitches.
went back for.
There you go. Thank you, Waza. So, Tim, Jamie Ray says, Tim, that's really poor from him.
That's poor. That's poor. That's really poor from him.
Come on, man. Everybody knows your voice now, man. Yeah. So here, hit the like button and subscribe. Luis Gomez, there, Junior.
Oh, here we go.
Barcelona fan.
Had to get in.
Ads says,
Awful manager who should have gone last year.
and
No.
Well, I'll just say on that, right? The club themselves, they made a decision in not acting, in not sacking
Yeah.
Eddie Howe. They decided to keep him. Okay, fair enough. There's obviously merits for that. There's a lot of points as to why we could have got a new manager, and everyone's made those points. But the club themselves decided they were going to keep Eddie Howe, and alongside what I said before, that the season we had was so bad, we also have a manager who, in a lot of people's eyes, have went stale. So you combine the two things. The club, by making the decision to stay with Eddie Howe, really should have been going, hell for leather to do whatever they need to do to get the players in. I know it's easy for us to sit here and say these things, and they would argue they are doing that behind the scenes. There's just things going against them, etc. Okay, and I get that. It's a chaotic world in football, agents running amok, etc. So I know there's no magic wand that way, but like you said, Chris, there are players out there, surely, that we can maybe compromise on, not to a ridiculous degree. You don't want to get just rubbish players in, obviously, but surely, again, I'll say it again, Nottingham Forest and Sunderland, they showed you can do it. So we had to really hit the ground running, and we haven't. On right back, when you said Wan-Bissaka in the summer, and I'm thinking, you know what, why not?
Why not? 100%. 100%.
He's a decent Premier League player. Yes, you're not going to get, he's not a superstar, but can he do a good, solid job for you? And if Tino's staying, that is, and you've got two right backs.
But
happy belated birthday, Queenie. Happy belated
Queen of
birthday.
Heart, thank you. And by the way, Wax says it's Brazil, so Brazilian real. But it has a dollar sign on it. But that's interesting. But there you go. So Reales.
There's a goalkeeper.
Yep.
There's a goalkeeper to get other than Trafford as well, isn't there? If we're looking for a saving.
Seriously, the goalkeeper is the easiest thing. We're linked with Suzuki now, which I think is a decent goalkeeper. However,
20 mil.
However, and get him in. That's fine. However, we could have gone for Bono, for example, from Morocco. Bono is going to go play River Plate. He's a fan there, so you kind of have to be a fan to go to South America. He's going to go to South America, being Canadian, Moroccan, whatever. Why wouldn't you get in there? Why not? Why not? He's a good goalkeeper, a really good goalkeeper. There's many of them in the World Cup that we've seen, except for Senior because he's 100 years old. But he did even he did great. But Suzuki, he's a whatever. But I'm just saying, look, all you got to do is look at the World Cup, watch the World Cup, man. How many great players are out there is insane. Right, so this topic is going to be interesting, and it's about the transfer windows per usual. Luke Edwards came out with an article. It says exclusive: Arsenal weigh up whether to continue Bruno move after being misled on a £50 million fee. What this summarizes is basically that he was promised by the former owners, Amanda Staveley, and these are the claims that he says. Somebody claims that was promised to him. Therefore, Newcastle should make that available. When have we heard this before? Last year, with Alexander Isak, and he was also promised, according to many, to leave on a certain price. And Mehrdad Ghodoussi, well, he says, first of all, his thoughts is, my thoughts on Bruno Arsenal are as follows. Arsenal like him, Bruno likes them, but there's a big difference between liking a player at 50 million and wanting the same player at almost double the price. I'm sure Arsenal will test the water some more. As we saw with Isak last summer, there is no such thing as not for sale. I've reported where things are. I fully expect the counterclaim from player side to come in response to what I've written, and they've been using the media to shape the narrative. He says that's the transfer market for you, and people want this transfer to happen. It might happen, it might not. But if you want to know, whatever, read the article. That's what he says. So instantly, Mehrdad Ghodoussi, as you see right there. Go on, Super Chat.
Yeah, it's from Martin Mancunian. Cheers, Martin. Sorry, but your owners promised a dream and gave nothing. Sadly, feel for the fans. You're a rich Brentford now, basically.
Pretty much, which is sad, by the way. It's sad there.
I don't think we're as good as Brentford. But there you go.
Mancunian, we were never going to be as good as Man United, though, were we? You can't.
No, but he's a Man City fan.
You're a Man United fan.
He's a Man City fan. So Mehrdad Ghodoussi comments replies to Luke Edwards as utter nonsense that they never promised anything to any player, basically. And Luke Edwards responds like this. Thank you, Ian Fleming. You're right, Chris. You had Suzuki 7 A good bike. There you go, Suzuki. A motorbike.
Nothing
Look at it.
better than a
Respond. It
good
says,
bike.
"I don't want to do this publicly, but I will if I have to do so. I have spoken to Amanda this morning," says Luke, "and she has agreed the story is not utter nonsense." So I guess this, but the husband says otherwise. So they deny they ever made a promise to Bruno that he could leave. That denial is in the article, but it does not change the fact that this is what Bruno's representatives have claimed took place. One of the justifications for wanting a move. Mehrdad and Amanda deny that was ever promised. There is a lot more that could be said about things, but I would leave it there out of respect. So there you go. That's the situation what's happening. So a lot of back and forth, and a lot of people commenting, of course, says our club is a circus. Look at all of this. Look at how it's being played
Chris,
out and all that.
unless it's in the contract, it makes fuck all
Well,
difference.
that's
You
right.
can,
I-
you
I-
can,
gonna
you
say-
can, you can see, you
Do you
can say
remember
whatever
how-
you want,
yeah,
unless
but
it's
he's
in
a,
the contract.
it wasn't in his contract, and he ended up leaving anyway.
Do you remember how disappointing it was when Chelsea walked in and got Demba Ba for 7 million or whatever it was that was in his contract? And he didn't want to go. We didn't want to lose him, but Chelsea came in and offered ridiculous money, so we sold him. That was the contract term. This is bollocks, this. I mean, I don't know, when was this promise made? 4.5 years ago. Because if Arsenal are relying on that without even talking to Newcastle yet, then they're off their heads. They're just
It's a
finding
load
out
of
what the
crap. It's
situation
a load
is,
of
really.
crap, isn't it? It's not worth the paper it's written on because it's not written on paper.
No.
Unless it's
No,
in your
but I mean, there's-
contract, then it makes fuck all difference.
Maybe they've
If
said
it's-
to
if it's-
Bruno when he
if
signed
it's
a new
a-
contract, like, if you like sign this contract, and if we don't get Europe, Champions League football, etc., then goes back to this gentleman's agreement sort of thing where we'll entertain offers in this
But-
region. Maybe
it
a
a
conversation
gentleman's
like that. is
agreement?
just-
Stick it
Is
in
it a
his
gentleman's
contract,
agreement
in
with
which case-
people who haven't been at the club for the last 2.5
Well, that's
years?
it. I know exactly. They've obviously left.
Seriously.
So exactly.
It's absolutely mental that Amanda should be getting quoted as the source. And
Yeah.
Arsenal relying on the agent telling them that the lass who left 2 and a bit years ago has promised it. And they're just proceeding like, oh, well, that means we're only going to pay 50 million then. They still haven't bloody talked to Newcastle. It's crazy. And Bruno is a fool for thinking everything's just going to go through on a nod like that.
I wouldn't think that Bruno is relying on this solely. I think he just wants to leave, and at this point, I don't know what to say, man. He wants to leave, and
It's difficult. It's
Well,
difficult now
he
from
needs
what
to be on
Eddie
the
Howe
phone
said.
saying that. He needs to be on the phone saying that and asking how much it's going to cost for him to be able to go, because
well,
he's
apparently
put his
Bruno.
4.5 years in,
But
and he wants to have a chance of winning something.
Eddie Howe at the end of last season set his bed, didn't he, by saying, I don't want players here who don't want to play for Newcastle. So if Bruno doesn't want to play, then he's got to go, hasn't he? On those grounds.
Has
On
he
that
said he
satisfied-
does? Had he said he wants to go?
Has he said he doesn't? Because trust me, if I don't want to go and leave,
Flipping hell, win.
come on, exactly, Ian. Calm down, Ian. Sorry, man.
Win,
Calm down, man.
just deny everything until he's actually phoned you up and told you. Because
Like I said,
it's obvious
Well,
that Bruno wants to go.
as everybody says on this channel, when I see him holding a black and white shirt up, I'll believe it. When I see him holding an Arsenal shirt up, I'll believe it.
He would have
You
denied
know,
it, though,
he's
wouldn't he?
appointed. He's appointed.
If he wants to
agents go and
stay-
talk the whole
if he
story is
wanted to
because
stay
the agents
100%.
are working.
He's entitled to listen to options.
come on, man. But let me tell you something. You can listen to all the options you want to, but if I see what's happening out there, making me, look at the fans, how they're reacting to him supposedly boycotting and doing all that stuff. They're calling him out. They're doing all kinds of things. I would come out and say, look, I've never asked anybody, the club to leave. I'm staying here. I have a contract with Newcastle. I'm reporting this time because that's when I'm supposed to report from the World Cup. He has done none of that win because he intends not to ever come back to Newcastle again. Why can't you get that through your thick head, man? Listen, just deal with it. I know it's unbearable, but look,
I'll deal with it when I've got to deal with it. And there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm not going to get upset about it.
Hang on. I can tell you.
are you
what
serious
Windows
right now?
is.
There's nothing you could have done to get Ashley out, so why'd you get upset about it?
Yeah, as soon as Win gets to the
I
point
would-
where
I
he
would
knows
argue
what
that
it'll
we've
be.
got
If
Mike
he
Ashley
wants
out.
to go, he can
Same
go.
as we've got Gordon McKeag out.
Oh, piss off, man, Win. You can't say Bruno is not going to be a massive loss to this club.
Of course
He's
he
been
is.
the centre heart of the club. He's the heartbeat of the bloody club.
Correct.
And he wants out.
And your problem
So what does
is...
that tell you? Because he wants out. That's my problem. He's given up on this project.
May very well have done.
He gave up. Bruno has given up on this project because everybody else giving up on this project.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Because he's like, you know what? What am I doing here? I'm not going to be the plumber on the Titanic. This thing is sinking, so I'm gone.
Super chat makes. Oh fucking hell! Are you reading the super
J-Bo.
chat? Chris?
Wynne would have
No.
denied the Titanic was sinking until his ass was freezing in the water.
There you go. Like, seriously, man. Come on. That's why Tim wants to quit, man. It's a piss take. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, even Tim is telling it to your face. He would have just denied it. Why would he let it just, like, the fire intensify like this? Like, it makes no sense. It would be a win for Newcastle if he said, I don't want to leave. I'm staying.
It'd be a
He's
win
not
for
gonna-
Newcastle if he stays.
But if he's not, well, I don't know. I don't know.
Will it? Will it?
Of course it will.
Because is he going to be committed to Newcastle? He
Of
doesn't want
course
to be
he
here.
is.
He's going to be
Otherwise
looking
he'd
at
He
be
doesn't want to
away.
be here.
He's going
But
to
he
be
would,
looking.
he would be away if he wanted to be away.
Well, I think Bruno, right? I think Bruno's a special case in a way, right? And I think, but at the end of the day, I think Bruno is obviously open to leaving, and I think he's having dialogue with Arsenal, his agent, etc. So he wants to go there, but he's not going to do an Isaac and throw the club under the bus, you know. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't want to go. You know, I think he's, like you say, he's open to going, and he would prefer probably to go to Arsenal. And the question we have is, if we can't get the price we want from Arsenal, you know, or is Bruno, like you say, he's a special case. I think he has bought into the club massively. But do you then keep a player who has obviously said to you that he wants to, if possible, leave? I mean, somebody said in the comments there, Xhaka at Sunderland, he wanted to go to Chelsea, and they've convinced him. So that's an interesting one. I mean,
Well,
how do you
yeah,
compare that? But
It's interesting because I don't know exactly what happened there, but by the way, he came out and said he never intended to leave, but I think that was bullshit.
So it's like super chats.
I think, but that was bullshit though, Tim. I'll
I'm
tell you
just
what.
saying, if only we had more bogies who speak proper sense. Was I saying, big up Harpal? I'm assuming Harpal must be saying something in the chat. Leader of the rebellion. Kiss my
Can I
butt.
just say, Ads is the only person. Ads and was are the only people, or Monkey Spookum as well, who I respect and have proper views.
Yeah, because I agree with yours.
Well, he said-
Bruno can leave when the price is met. Simple, says Monkey.
100%.
What price? There's nobody inquired about him. Bruno needs to grow a pair of bollocks and put a transfer request in, or Arsenal need to get on the phone and make an inquiry about how much it'll cost to get.
Yeah, that's the weirdest
That's what's
part
gonna
about it
happen.
is, well,
It's not
Arsenal.
this bloody Chinese whispers with some woman who pissed off more than 2 years ago, and everything's been based on what the agent thinks that means. It's bollocks. This isn't a deal.
100%.
The weirdest part about it is,
But
that
it's
Arsenal-
obvious. It's obviously Bruno that's instigating all
Yeah,
this.
he's
isn't
stirred
it?
the
Not
pot, hasn't he?
Arsenal. He has stirred the pot by getting all these super agents involved, all these people involved outside Newcastle. You know, he obviously wants away. So, what do we do? What do we do as a club?
I
Can you
think
blame
that
him?
I think that if the players told you he wants to leave, you just might as well get it over
Should
with.
let him go.
Just get it over
Yeah,
with and
we're
say,
looking-
Rip the
Well,
plaster off. That's what I've said. And I said, start the window. I said, before the start the window, anybody who wants it, get the deals done.
But again, we'll go back to the point of why do these players want to leave, and Wynn won't accept what the reason is.
Well, I
It's
won't
because of
accept
where
that
we're
it's purely
I called
Eddie
Bruno
Howe.
out.
No, it's
I-
because of where we
I
finished
called-
last season.
I called Bruno a coward in that Fulham game because he came off after an hour because he just could not motivate himself to stand up and play the end of that game for Eddie Howe. He was finished then. I mean, he did his own substitution on some injury which
Technical
wasn't
ground.
an injury. He came off, and Howe has lost his senior players.
Howe's lost
I mean,
the dressing
can I
room.
believe Hopkinson can
That's-
say we'll have to wait and see? We have a strong end to the. We're not saying anything. Let's have a strong end to the season, and it gets pretty a point a game.
Wynn's
Why is he
sitting
still
wearing-
there?
Exactly. Wynn's sitting there wearing his Eddie Howe t-shirt. It's Eddie Howe who's doing all this.
Of
Eddie
course
Howe
it
has
is.
lost-
Yeah,
gone.
of
Has
course
lost
it
the
is.
dressing room. He
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
last season. It's Eddie Howe's fault.
well, last season, where we finished last season, you got to put him on the top of the list.
Yeah.
There's no way around.
Oh,
it.
here's some more good news. Austin Knight's in here.
No, but
Lewis off
that's
the menu off. Things weren't bad enough.
that's making the rounds today. We'll see if that comes about really. But yeah, I mean that was already something going a month ago probably, and so now today has come back around.
Did you see any positives in this transfer window so far?
Well, I
Did
do
you see
agree that
anything
what Tim
positive?
said. No, listen, getting the young players like that is good, but that's it. I mean, but if it stays like this and the window stays like this, then it's not good. It's good so far because there's still there's still time, I guess. How long do we got until we're supposed to make all these signings?
Yeah, but even that's clutching at straws because, like I said, like Tim said earlier on, we should have had most of these deals done before training started.
Yeah.
Lads,
But
if
you
we're
didn't want to worry
honest-
about it
if
when we
we're-
were
if-
talking about before.
If we're honest, going into next season, at this point, we are bottom six. We're not top six.
Shut up, man.
With this squad, where do you
With
think,
this
even
squad.
Claude and Bruno, where are we?
With this squad.
Yeah,
Are we top six with this squad win?
No way.
Top six. You said would be
Uh-huh.
bottom six.
No, I'm saying, would we be top six or would we be closer to bottom six?
We'll be closer to top six.
Come on, man.
Bollocks. We've got a worse squad than last season.
Well, you know.
Put a lot of faith into how good this 18-year-old from Holland is, Will.
No.
Let's be fair.
No, I've got a lot of faith in how good our squad generally is.
Who?
Generally, I agree. We still got some good players. We do
Yeah.
have
Well,
some
I've
good
got some
players.
very good players.
Barnes is proven. Miley's proven. I like Ramsey. I'm hoping bloody
Wissa and Voldemort will
Wissa
come
and
good.
Alanga and Voldemort will
We've
do
got
a
a
bit
Sula
better.
who can only get better.
They're
You
not
know,
a top
where's
six
the
team.
doom and gloom?
Come on,
They're
man.
not
See
a top
that?
6 team.
That's when you're
Fucking
no,
hell,
no. That's when you're taking a piss
They're
out of us.
What
Come
a
on.
They're a team.
wanker he
They're a
is.
team. They're a team that finished 12th when they've got Bruno, Tonali, and Gordon playing for them. That's who that team is.
You seriously can't ask why the doom and gloom. Literally, come on, man. Seriously, you can't. That's the part that I don't understand. You lose me there completely, man.
Lads, I think we're all in jail.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, no, you're right, man, about that. Actually, yeah, because at this point is.
She has a monkey sputum.
Well, Monkey Sputin's coming.
And
Is
Wazza.
that him coming to the dark side? Flapping over speculation, shitey horses.
There you go. Well, it's crazy that you become the dark side when you used to be. That used to be the bedwetter side. Now you probably agree now that you are completely alone in this particular in your opinion at least.
Am I bothered? Am I bothered? See this box?
No,
I'm going to open it. It's got bother in it. Am I?
Because all you care about is selling your books and don't care about Newcastle United. That's how far you've fallen, man. All you
I haven't
care about is
even I haven't
money.
even got my
All
QR code on screen, man.
All you care about money is opposed to Newcastle United. Gone are the days to worrying about the team and the club.
I always worry about the team and the club, as you'll find if you read the blue.
No, man, I'm telling you, you just make some story up. Look, I'm telling you, I don't know.
That's what a novel is. You make a story up. That's exactly what a novel is.
I don't know how Newcastle turned this thing around. I don't know.
They could start by coming out and making a statement.
And what they're gonna say, Wayne?
But what are they going to say, Win?
Well, they're good.
Andy Howe's wank is a fucking at the getting people in.
Well, if
gonna
that was going to be the statement, they would have got shot of him.
Well, they should get shot of him. He's been. What good transfer has he done?
If that's your statement, Wayne, that if it was bad, they would have fired him. Why is Shola in the club right now?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, I know.
Exactly.
You know,
Because
what I'm saying
you
is,
can't argue one thing and argue the other, man.
I can't argue. The PIF have got to take a lot of responsibility for everything that's happened in the past 18 months.
Hold on, why though? Why? Why should
Why?
PIF have PIF are owners? They are investors. They hired a CEO, and the CEO hired everybody else below him.
Right.
The
so
CEO runs the club.
Kept the CEO
So-
in place when he was unfit for the job.
Okay, but let's move on then.
And they've
you've told us
hired
No.
another one who,
But you've told
on the
us to move
face
on.
of it right
No.
now, isn't good enough.
But you've told us to move on from that. That's one time, bad summer. We're never going to do that again. So what happens now that the CEO is in place, that the DOF is in place, and they back the manager that you wanted to back? So what happens then?
And bringing in a new manager, as Sapiriodi's saying there, need to cut the rot yesterday and bring in a new manager, and that's going to solve
100%.
that's going to solve all the problems, is it?
But no, it won't solve all the
probably
problems.
some.
But it will give the club a different perspective and a bit.
Well, you
different
can't
forward.
deny that if you bring a manager with reputation, it solves a lot of things. Now,
Eddie Howe has got a reputation.
No, he doesn't.
Keep Wayne locked up and throw away the key.
Eddie Howe.
He's got a reputation for being a fucking failure. That's the top and bottom of it.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, bro. I think that's a bit
trophy
far.
in 70 years, saved from relegation. That's failure, right?
But here we go. But we gotta move on. Like you keep on going about the past, man. And you can't.
Guys,
you
we
can't
catch up with these super chats.
Yeah, go on to the super chat. Go on super chats right now.
Tim Jail sitting there all wimped out.
Tim's been
I've said plenty, mate. I'll chip in again. Don't worry.
Mancunian way, Martin's on my side. 100% with Win. Your owners are getting away scot-free. They have shown no interest in building Newcastle. And I'll go along
they're
with
not
that.
really.
Thank you, Martin.
I think they're being criticized. But, as an investor, all I can do is... Only the investor can do is fire and hire. That's it. They're not football people. PAF are not going to teach you how to build a team. So they hired this guy, the Canadian guy. I used to call him American because I thought he was going to do good, but the Canadian. Now listen, I met him. I think he's a decent lad.
Win conveniently missed that super chat of by ads of keep Win locked up, throw away the key.
I didn't miss it at all. I read it out when it happened.
All I'm saying is that he should be commanding this ship the right way, and not be everybody below him, including the manager, is below him.
But the thing is, Chris, right? Hopkinson, how much football nous has he got? I doubt he's got much. Well, he was at Real Madrid, but he was commercial man, wasn't he?
That's what he's in for.
Yeah, so
that's what he's in for.
Exactly.
We've got a director of football.
Yeah, but
the CEO is there to grow the income.
Yes, exactly. But this DOF, Ross Wilson, what exactly is his remit? Because as you have said, at the end of last season, in my mind, that was a bold decision to keep Eddie Howe on as manager. It seemed very relaxed to me. We'd lost all those games, and it seemed like a meeting a month before the season ended. It didn't seem to be any urgency. And I don't think that setup that Pivot put in place is good enough, in that I don't think there's enough footballing nous in that board to read the room and to act accordingly. It seems that way to me. I think Ross Wilson isn't enough. And again, what actually is his remit? Is it to come in and help Eddie Howe? Is he removed from Eddie Howe to actually see the playing field for what it is and be more neutral? I don't know, but it seems a bit of a skeleton setup to me. Obviously, the scout left, the chief scout, Nixon. That's not great. So I do think questions need to be asked about PIF with what they've put in place and what their ambitions are, because last season was a disaster. And to go back to Eddie Howe, if we had a new manager at this point and we'd signed only these players, at least you could lean on the new energy from a new manager in the dugout. It's not ideal, but again, we need that new impetus. So the fact that they kept Eddie Howe, who might well turn it around, he's obviously done quality in the past with us, but the fact that they kept him meant that they really had to get players through the door ASAP, even more so, because there's no new fresh energy to lean on in the dugout now.
Yep. Well, you spoke for a win, which that's fine, mate. All the win is all. Come on, man. This dude, that's my cholesterol.
Right. Okay, so everybody's doom and gloom. What good's it doing you?
But where is the positivity? What's your positivity?
So you just want us to make something up.
You sit here and
right.
talk positive.
My positivity is, I think, despite everything, we had a good window last summer. It hasn't transpired yet, and last season was the proof of that.
Man.
But there's nothing to say that those players can't now produce the form that we were hoping they would have shown last season and didn't. And didn't, by the way, along with a lot of the players we already had, some of whom have gone now. So there you go. Everybody said Gordon had a stinking. Everybody said Gordon had a stinking season last season, so he's gone. That shouldn't make that much of a difference, according to what everybody was saying about
nobody's
him.
Not
talking me,
about
by
Gordon.
The way.
Nobody's talked about Gordon, though.
Tenali didn't have a stellar season at all.
But he was
very
crucial.
up and down.
He was a crucial player for the team.
He wasn't crucial at all.
Yeah,
The 6 games that he missed, we won 5 of them. That's how crucial he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you didn't like to hear that, but it's a fact. So, they're 2 players who had they performed as good as they're supposed to be,
so according
we
to
would
you,
have been in Europe, we would have been in the Champions
League. So according
League.
to you, we should be in Champions League, fighting for Champions League this season then, with this squad that we got, because the twats we got rid of.
So this squad's
well,
better.
No, because I thought
season.
Gordon was. I didn't think Gordon had a shit season. I didn't think Tenali had a particularly good season.
This squad's better than last season. Then is that what you're saying?
I'm saying this squad, if the £250 million that you keep on quoting that was spent last summer, I mean,
just answer the question. Ian's
£40 million what they're worth is utter nonsense, by the way, because you'd get more than. You said that we spent 250 million and they're worth 40 million.
I said the 40 million that we spent on Chow was good value and the rest of it wasn't. I didn't mean that they're all devalued down to 40 million. They haven't.
Well, that's what it sounded like to me. That was what you said. We spent 250 million and we got 40 million pounds worth of value.
And we got a £40 million value signing is what I meant. The other 5 were all
so Win, you're arguing with Ian there. Where's the rest of the value on players from last transfer window? Where can we make money on any of those players that we signed last transfer window? No, you're arguing. Don't
relax, Buck.
Well, let us answer then. We'll easy get our money back on Baltimore. No problem at all.
Why would you get your money back? Why
wouldn't you?
Why are you trying to sell him?
I'm not trying to sell him. But he's still worth what we paid for him.
Yeah, I don't. Again, why are we talking about that last year, man? It makes no sense.
Because you were all saying it was last year that's got us in the predicament.
We played. The way we played, man. We were a horrible team last year. I'm not talking about the signings. We were a horrible team last year, and you can't deny that. We were a horrible team last year.
Wins positivity is based on hopes and prayers. You're damn right there.
You know, but there's nothing to back that.
Get Tim out of jail. He piped up. Good lad.
There you go.
Cheers, what's that?
So, you know, listen, this is... I don't know how Newcastle can fix this. I mean, surely we can sit here and say, you know, sign that guy or sign this guy or do this, do that. But, you know, the club doesn't seem to think it's that easy because they don't do it. I would assume if they thought they would do it. Ian.
We've got to pull a transfer window or continue with the transfer window for another 5 or 6 players in at the quality that Sunderland signed last year. Nobody's who anyone's particularly heard of who we can get for 10s and 20s and 30s that can come in and be effective in the Premier League immediately. That's what we need. So it can pull it out. But at the moment, let's say Tino is not quite recovered from whatever happened to him because he's had another operation. So we start with what, Leo Sahara at right back? I mean, we're already down to playing the kids. We've got a lot of players we need to buy to bump the squad up.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
and we don't have that much cash when you're trying to buy 5 or 6 players.
We're not going to buy 5 players. Forget about that, man. We're not going to buy 5 players.
We're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. We're just scraping the bottom of the barrel with every player we're trying to sign.
Well, there you go. Staveley and Newcastle, by the way, are monitoring Real Betis winger Abde Zuli ahead of possible summer move. Would you know, Staveley and Newcastle get to fighting. Who's going to win? We know how this one's going to end, probably. So, I don't know. And also, with that being said, we mentioned the 17 million for Suzuki as well, 23-year-old goalkeeper. So he might come in and be the goalkeeper. But that's what Newcastle have. And by the way, or who's going to be the starter? Because the Joao kid cost about the same. So who's going to be the goalkeeper?
Lads, I know I'm probably the negative person on this channel. All
Get
I would
over
say
here.
is, no, but all I would say to you is, what's the positives from this transfer window so far?
Well, again, the young
I think we've
kids,
got
I think it's a
three-
positive, but
We've got 3 new players. They all look good.
no,
They're all 3 good signings.
but when you,
Three
I
very
think,
good signings.
I don't think you help much when you phrase it like that, because you got 3 players. That makes it sound like we got no. I think when we classify it as we got good young talent for the bench, that's amazing. I think that's great. Something that we haven't been doing. Well, these seem to be Eddie Howe's picks anyway, because you feel like they're going to be given time. Because we signed young players before. That's not changed, really. We signed Cordero, who nobody believes in this club. They all keep loaning him out with zero regard for
He's already
him.
loaned out, isn't he?
So that means that he didn't want him. Somebody also next talking about, boy, oh boy, how right was Paul Mitchell when he spoke once upon a time. And, you make that what you will when he said that our recruitment wasn't fit for purpose. Waza with the super chat, eyes at the players returning to training. Hole is gone. Yeah, rumors of him. We'll see what happens there. Let's go with
I just
Win
say,
needs to be back in jail.
Win in jail until he accepts that he is overrated.
I mean,
The positive on the transfer window, Bogey, is we've got 2 really good fees in for 2 players that we have to trade.
Don't get us wrong. The sells I haven't been back. Sorry, the players
Well,
that
the
were
sells
sold,
weren't.
I've got no issue with. But we should have brought bigger players in than we've got.
Yeah.
Why can't we get the big deals across the ground?
We still might. That as Ala Zalul that Chris just mentioned, he was the first one that was mentioned at the start of the transfer window, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go with comments. Corey Carter, hey man, what's up all the way down in Australia? This takeover has been like taking home the most beautiful women. Just find out they're a bloke.
He's got a pair.
There you go.
Wins had that in Chinatown a million times.
No, he doesn't bother. He just straight in. Knee bother, man. Don't you worry about it. Morgan Gibbs White, best season ever after wanting out to Spurs. RSL 50 million plus for Wanyeri. Well,
Not a chance.
oh, you don't like Wanyeri?
No.
He's a good player.
Oh, okay. You see Tim? He wants Mbappe. He wants all them twats, but he doesn't want to pay for them. So basically, Wayne wants the club to be where they're at. Shite. Peter Axe Shields. Bruno has had his head turned by agitating so-called journalists who are quite simply paid to agitated by player agent. Listen, man. I feel like we do a disservice when we say that these players are just a bunch of little twats that do whatever they're told or get agitated and with the head turned. They want to leave because they freaking want to leave. They want to leave because they want to leave.
Let's be honest. If another channel came on and said to any of us, you'll get 20 grand a year by signing for us instead of being on NUFC talk, we'd all do exactly the same thing.
Exactly, especially the middle one. He's a wonga. Trust me.
We are knackered.
What a wanker he is.
Tony, Caroline, win. Come on, man. Bruno wants away. Wake up and smell the coffee. Mancunian Way said, White City's owners are simply the best. Actually do what's promised. And let's keep going here. Scott Edwards. Them owners have given up and are just cashing in on their investment. Just look at the players sold. They're all gone for profit. Hacky Boki, post source Andy Howe was involved, showing us your workings. There's several sources saying this is Wilson and Hopkinson. Howe is a scout with a temporary upgrade last year due to abandonment.
How is head of recruitment, not a scout? So
no, I think that's the I think that's the right thing now. Lynn Simpson, I'm dreading the new season. Not excited at all. Dave Shaw says, should have got rid of Eddie in January this year. Don't know who we would have gotten got in, but whoever it was, we wouldn't have lost our players. Well, it depends, though. It depends.
Got in.
What was
That
that?
qualified for Europe.
Well, that was
could have got in
was
for that point.
There's no denying that Mourinho comes in, players stay. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No denying it. But hey, but look, like Tim said, the club made their bed when they chose Eddie Howe over again. Now they have to lay in it, and we'll see what happens. When the season starts. Of course. By the way, next week there is a friendly against. It's not Gateshead. It's let's see.
Well, talking about friendlies,
It's Darlington.
I am well pissed off because I got an email a fortnight ago saying Malta weekend tickets available shortly. We'll inform you when. And on Friday last week, I got a email saying, right, you can apply for your Malta weekend tickets now. Applied for my seats, and my seats have already been sold.
Ooh, just be a second.
So I told them to stick it up their arse.
Why, man? They probably want proper fans to go in there and do what they are supposed to.
Right.
So what happened then? So why are you being a fanny? You didn't buy the tickets. It is what it is.
Because I can't get my seats. Why should I go and sit somewhere I don't want to sit?
No, but you could have gotten the tickets if you signed up for them on time.
No. Because that was the first opportunity, and they're already gone.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you want to tell you, man.
It's a friendly and it's not covered by the season ticket.
That's exactly what they said.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
It's not covered by. It's not covered.
You're
by
talking about the one against Darlington. Oh no, that's gonna be in.
No, I'm
closed doors.
talking about against Leverkusen and against whoever the other one in the weekend is.
Okay, we got Gateshead. We got to go to Valencia. We got Bristol City away. So there's Leverkusen. Liverpool.
We've got
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen at
What used to be
home.
the Salah
It's literally Leverkusen. That's it.
No, there's somebody else as well.
No, man.
I think they
Someone
were
else
due
will
to
come.
announce the next team. I don't know if they've announced them yet.
I've
got
got tickets. I've got
announced
tickets for the Gateshead game, which cost us
There you go.
25 quid, which is ridiculous. Well, actually closer to 30 because you pay for the costs. Then to go to Murrayfield has cost us about 300 quid.
Wow. What, to go see Gateshead?
Absolutely ridiculous.
wouldn't
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Murrayfield's up in Scotland, but I've booked this hotel because you've got to stay for the night. It's 5:15 kickoff, so
Okay, you're better off going to the Valencia one in Spain.
Yeah, should just
I
go to
would've been
Valencia.
a wee
flight.
to the Mestalla. The
Yeah.
proper stadium, man.
Monkey
Proper
Spearham
stadium.
saying players are mercenaries. Stop expecting loyalty. And Wazza saying Wazza's new show. Big news, big wages, big everything.
There you go. And also
Big Waza.
someone. Oh yeah, that's the one from Waza. Anyways, folks, thank you very much indeed. We'll be going, of course, and we'll be back again. Well, tomorrow is World Cup. We got tomorrow France and Spain. It's gonna be a great match, of course. So join us for that one. Come on, Spain. And
Thank you all you super chatters. And by the way, we didn't get Mercury Dame's follow-up to his gifted membership, which was interesting because he's an ex-RAF serviceman. And isn't it funny that the membership went to Flyboys?
There you go.
Very good.
Folks, become a member. Hit that join button. So we're going to be doing something different. Usually charge people an upfront fee, so all of that gets added and divided and all that. Well, now you don't have to do that if you're a member. So become a member. Hit that join button. $4.99. Basically, buy us a pint once a month. It can't be that bad. Come on. Buy us a pint and join, and you'll be able to get a chance to get a lot of money back throughout the year. So the first one is going to be the end of the Carabao Cup. And then you got the FA Cup and the Premier League at the end of the season, of course, every tournament that we play. So join us for that. Hit the join button now, folks, and enjoy. And also other content, other stuff. Right. We'll see you tomorrow then. Take care.
Giving a World Cup away tomorrow.
What?
We're going to be giving a
we want, by the
World
way?
Cup away.
Who is?
If we can get past
We are.
Argentina, who do we want in the final? France or Spain?
Very
Gotta be
tough.
Spain, million.
Oh, Spain for
Both
me.
quality.
But Spain.
Spain?
Tiki-taka,
Oh, the
man.
quality.
I think
They are
Sp-
quality, I know.
Spain with with the awful fullbacks, Porro and Cucurella. Yeah, I'd go for Spain.
No, but their tiki-taka, boy, their tiki-taka is like on steroids, man. It's like bing, bing, bing. It's like, fucking hell, you can't get the ball.
Jude Bellingham's got the key. Jude Bellingham's played over there for a couple of years now.
The
he
GOAT.
knows how to deal with it.
The GOAT, man. The GOAT is unbelievable, man. But I'm not going to lie. It was shocked. He came out against Tuchel, and that one guy never played in this weather, so. But pretty much, man, they were knackered, the English players. Have you ever heard it? Like, that is locker room implosion right there, to be honest. So I'm not sure.
It was a bit naughty, though, from the interviewer. Do you know what I mean? It was like, your manager said that you played poorly. You know what I mean? It was like, there's no.
But what did Tuchel say?
That.
Tuchel said we played, but Tuchel said we played.
Yeah, he
wasn't
and he was right.
Yeah, he was, but he did say that they did show a lot of fight and determination.
Yeah, he didn't say the whole thing.
He just said on the ball, technically, we were nowhere near good enough. And like you say, Win, I think he's absolutely spot on, and he's setting the standards, you know.
And the goat came out, man. He came out seething, man. He was very, very well, you know, it just came out of the heat of the moment, But man. But there are rumors, you know, that
you don't mind it. You don't mind things like that because it gets fire on players' bellies.
But you do mind though, man. You do mind because if Bruno came out and said, "Yeah, but Eddie Howe doesn't know what the hell he's doing, or he hasn't played in this type of weather," you know, it'd be chaos. And actually, there's rumors that's why some of the one guys didn't want the writers didn't want Bellingham to go, but you know,
he's the secret weapon, the silver bullet. It's at Atlanta, isn't it? The England game is at Atlanta, Georgia.
In Atlanta, man, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is a crazy stadium, man.
It's another bloody hot one, though, isn't it? Another really
listen,
hot
you're in America, man. Right now, it's hot. Yeah, Atlanta is hot right now. Yeah, of course, 100%. So, but yeah, hey, listen, go out there. Argentina is, trust me, Win gonna be doing his little antics, but Argentina is a tough bone. It's a tough bone to, you know, to whatever.
I read in the forum that
because they are, and by the way, we're gonna do videos. We're gonna do a build up on that one. It is a derby, folks. It is a derby. It is a derby that doesn't get played often, but it is
I just say this, guys in the UK as well. We are in the semi-final of a World Cup. Get the flags out, get the bunting out, get the streets alive, get the street parties going. None of this shit of nothing going on across the whole country about this.
The Falkland
also,
are ours.
I know that chaps of mine and Win's vintage have got some horrible memories of playing Argentina.
No, however, listen, man.
We've won 2 and drawn 1 of the last 3 times we played them.
I've got happy memories. 1966.
It's been so. Damn, you were alive then? Fucking hell. Listen, there's yeah, he doesn't claim that. Ian doesn't claim.
I don't remember that.
But I told you, it's a normal thing that people don't even think of in Argentina, and like they don't even think of the lyrics. That in clubs, small clubs, big clubs, first. You know, the league, the national team, it's a chant. If you don't jump, you're an English twat. It's as simple as that. They don't even think about it. It's just like another song because it's so common. And this is going to be, I wish Mehrdad was alive because he would have been annihilating the English. I mean, he would have been on it. But I know he loved some of them as well. He loved Harry Kane and everything.
What we need to remember is Mrs. Thatcher said in the book.
Oh, there you go.
That's it. And what we need to remember is all the super chatters. Thank you, Wazza. Thank you, Jackbo97, Monkey Sputum, Mercury Dame for the membership. Wazza, of course. Tony T, Sapir Odi, Sean, happy birthday for Morrison. Wag CWCB, Ads K, Ian Fleming, Austin Knight, and Martin from the Mancunian Way. Thank you all very much indeed.
Take you later, folks. Howe.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
That's the one. We'll be singing that on Wednesday.